I'm back. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Oh my god, I have missed doing this. After a year and a half, maybe, a bit more than that, maybe. Oh, it feels good to be doing this. I have missed doing this so much. New studio, new house, all sorted, all suited and booted. Got lights in the background and stuff. Got all my games consoles back here. Oh, yeah, it feels so good to be doing this again. Now, I have no idea what this video is. It's just me. I just want to introduce myself back again. Maybe get some explanations out of the way, because there's been a bit of a rebrand on the channel, as you've probably seen. If not, there's been a rebrand on the channel. And I'm going to explain why. So long story short, I did call the channel originally Minimize Media, and that's what I wanted to go with, because it was going to be a big, I wanted it to be more of a media company that did separate things. I wanted to do reviews on albums. I wanted to talk about professional wrestling, and I wanted to do the video games as well. The classic video games, which if you've not seen any of that on the channel yet, there's going to be a whole bunch of links in the description for loads of games that I've played, from the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, the Nintendo 64. I've played some serious classic games on this channel. Lots of PlayStation 1 games like Rayman and things like that. So if that's your jam, then go in the description below, check those out. Yeah, I wanted to do lots of different things, but it kind of more swayed towards the video game side of thing. And I was enjoying doing that a lot. So I just kind of stuck with that for a while. There's a couple of other things. I've done some vocal videos, because I'm also a musician, if you don't know. And I just uploaded those for fun, but mostly it was about the video games. And I realised the type of video games that I love playing. I don't really want to play any of the modern stuff. I'm not I do in my spare time, don't get me wrong. I mean, my favourite video game of all time is Persona 5, if you can see my cool new tattoo. But I want this channel to be more about the classic video games. Hence, the rebrand. So if you didn't know, the old channel, Minimize Media, I had a big studio and all that kind of stuff, and essentially, long story short, I'll leave a link in the description of the last video that I did for the old channel, explaining everything that happened, but here's the shorts version of it. We had to move house, and essentially me and the missus wanted to get a smaller place so we could save up money to buy our own house. That's essentially what we wanted to do. And unfortunately, that meant there was no space to do the channel. Literally, the place we moved into was so tiny, so tiny. It was like a shoebox of a place. And I even thought about is there a way logistically I can do this in this place? And honestly, there was no room whatsoever in this place. It was absolutely tiny. I might put a picture somewhere showing you how small the living room was. It was so small, and that's without furniture or anything in it. Fast forward about a year and a half. With the way that things are with the economy and things like that, and the housing market and stuff like that, it's just not viable for us to be able to get a house at this point in time. So essentially we decided, well, what are we doing then? We're waiting for nothing. So long story short, we moved out into a bigger place. And here we are. I have a new studio. It's a bit smaller than the last one, but I ain't complaining. I'm grateful to be able to do this. So as you can see, I've got the cool lights in the background. I've got lots of video games there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, that stuff. I've got all my pops here, like my Sonic the Hedgehog. There's loads around the house, but I managed to get all my setup back as it was. I've got a new mic stand, new everything. So with that, I wanted to bring not necessarily a new attitude, but more of a focused one. I want to really focus on the games and being more of a traditional Let's Player, if you will, because that's the guys that I grew up with when I was sort of watching YouTube for the past, decade. People like Markiplier, people like Jacksepticeye especially, people like Daz Games, Daz Black as well, big influences on what I want to do here. And I realise there's a lot of streaming and stuff, but I really like the traditional style of Let's Play, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Hence the rebrand. Now, I've moved away from Minimize Media and moved more towards the new name, which is Millennial Gamer. Now, why Millennial Gamer? Well, the word millennial gets a lot of bad rep, especially from the sort of older generation, should we say. Even the younger generation don't like us at all. Now, I'm in my 30s, so I'm considered a millennial. And I want to take that word away from all the bad, negative vibes that it brings whenever you hear that word. Things like laziness and entitlement and all that stuff. And that's a whole other conversation we can get into that I'm not going to right now. I want to take that word, take it away from all that nastiness, and apply it to something a little bit more creative and nice. A lot of the games that I'm going to be playing on the channel here, we're going to be going back quite far, as in Sega Mega Drive and things like that. And I don't know where I'm going to take the video games, but we're going to be going that far. But mostly, I'm going to be focusing on the sort of, I think it's the 6th generation of gaming, which is the 6th and the 7th, which I think is the 6th and the 7th. Don't quote me on that. Which is sort of more the PlayStation 1, the Nintendo 64, and then moving into the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube, which I've got back here. And that sort of generation of gaming, when millennials were really starting to pick up games, and games really started to become interesting and story-driven, and you had games like Vice City come out, and San Andreas, Silent Hill 2, and before that, games like Metal Gear Solid, a lot of these that I've already played on the channel if you want to check them out. When games started to begin to find their feet with being more of a sort of button mashy and just going from left to right and completing the level, and more of a narrative device, a storytelling medium. And that's the era of games that I grew up with. The PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2 were such big things in my life when I was a kid. And I want to bring that, and I want to attach the word millennial to that instead of all the negative stuff that it comes with. So when you see Millennial Gamer, I want you to kind of envision what that means. PlayStation Magazine, demo discs, cases for PlayStation 1 games, and GameCube games, and classic games such as Rayman and things I'm already playing on the channel right now. I've already got a couple of excellent millennial style games coming up that you're going to see. The early versions of 3D graphics and things like that, when it started moving away from 2D and more into the polygonal side of video games, even though the polygons were massive at that point. But I want to bring that kind of nostalgia to the channel. I think it's the right time for it now. It's about sort of 20 years ago that started getting big. So that's what I want to bring, and that's why I changed from Minimize Media to Millennial Gamer. You'll notice that there's also a new intro and a new outro to some of the videos. I don't know when this video is going up. It might be the first video I upload. I don't know. But I've gone for a new aesthetic on the channel as well to match the name. And I don't know if it's coming across, but the kind of aesthetic that I was looking for is the old PlayStation 1 demo discs from back in the day, when you had the little balls at the bottom, and they would rotate, and you would select the game, and it had the big screen, and it had this awful sort of almost tacky graphic in the background of bubbles and things pulsating and being weird. That early 2000s sort of late 90s weird space aesthetic, as it were. And that's the kind of vibe that I'm going for, that I want to be able to attach that to the games. And in the intro itself, you see the animation of the games and then the logo come up. I remember so vividly, my old demo discs that I used to get from PlayStation Magazine, that I just had this, I just have such nostalgia for those old demo discs. And that's the vibe I want to bring to the channel. So there you go. There's the whole rebrand in a nutshell. And that's it, really. That's everything I wanted to say. Just boshing it out there for you guys. I hope you'll join me in this journey. I've got so many great games. I've been building up my big library of games since then. I have shelves and shelves full of games. Not just this shelf, but so many. And there's so many classic games I've already played on the channel. And there's so many more classic games that I'm getting ready to play on the channel. If this is the first video that I'm going to upload, I might as well just drop a big spoiler right here. The first couple of games that I plan on playing on the channel First of all, I wanted to play something weird and quirky from that era, something that really means something to me. So we've got Sonic Adventure. Oh yes, instead of playing it on the Dreamcast though, I'm going to be playing it on the GameCube. I got Sonic Adventure DX. The next one I wanted to play was something really dear to my heart, and we're going really backwards on this one, stretching that Millennial game here straight out the door. We're going to go Streets of Rage 2. Classic, absolute classic. And finally, we're going to hit the home run here, and for the last game that I've chosen, I think a lot of people are going to feel a lot of nostalgia towards this game. I have gone for Disney's Hercules. So if any of those games interest you, I'm going to be uploading as I used to every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday for the foreseeable future. I'm going to try and stick to that schedule best I can, because last time I did it for 3 years solid without having 1 week's break at all. 3 years solid, 3 videos a week, and I'm going to try and keep to that schedule again. Any of those games interest you, then please just do me a favour, hit the subscribe button, stay up to date, and come and join me in this massive nostalgia trip as we play some amazing games from the turn of the millennium. Thank you so much, guys. I'm looking forward to getting back into the routine, playing loads of great games, sharing loads of memories with you guys. I promise you this time I'm going to be much more on the uptake with the comments. I want to be more involved. I've got my social media links down below, so if you want to hit me up on like Instagram and things like that, please do. I'd be super grateful if you would. Give this video a thumbs up. That really, really helps me. I want to reach as many people as I can and share the nostalgia with as many people as I can. So thanks very much. Remember to give this video a like if you did enjoy it. But most importantly, remember to always take it easy.